Among all the potential malicious players, Huawei's name definitely stands out. It might become the next Chinese tech company the US will punish. Some Chinese media say it's all about the US weakening the competitive advantage of China's telecommunications industry. But Riley Waters disagrees. The DOC's next target might be Huawei, and some Chinese media reports that Huawei poses a threat to America's IT industry because Huawei is the biggest telecommunications equipment company in the world, and the US is highly concerned with Huawei's next wave of R&D efforts, which includes 5G chips and smartphones. So if the overarching strategy of America is to suppress the development of China's high-tech industry, Huawei will be the biggest target. Do you agree with our views?
I believe the United States government has more concerns with the cybersecurity concerns that Huawei and ZTE present. This was highlighted in a 2012 Intel House report that noted both ZTE and Huawei's not only the nature of their company, the investments in telecommunications and infrastructure and that sort, but also the potential connections with the Chinese government could pose some potential risks. There are concerns, I think, that the United States might potentially lose its competitive edge over emerging technologies, 5G, the hardware and software development of these companies. But I don't really think that's so much for concern. Especially from the United States government side, there's very little that they can do. It's more focused on the cybersecurity concerns, I think.
U.S.-China relations have fundamentally changed since Nixon reached out to China in the 70s. At the time, the U.S. wanted to use China to counter the Soviet Union's threat. The Carter administration based its foreign policy on human rights. Reagan based his on anti-communism. Despite differences, their ideologies were still based on democratic principles. This changed during the Clinton administration. Clinton helped China join the World Trade Organization. Value-based foreign policy was exchanged for a trade-based foreign policy. Many hoped this would help China move towards democracy. It could also help the U.S. economically by selling U.S.-made goods to China. A couple decades later, it's U.S. jobs, not goods, that were shipped to China. Now, China's the second largest economy in the world, yet it's still an authoritarian regime. Meanwhile, its economic power enables it to influence the U.S. in various ways. Its investment and purchase of American businesses and infiltration in media and government has caused America to compromise its fundamental values.